is the interesting thing about traits. You will find where you are from, and you can choose, or you will get the trait exactly that it says. So, for example, let's say your character was from the place we originally talked about, from Croatia, right? You would look at where you are from in there, and then you will get that trait. So you are going to choose a particular place that you are from, and then you will get that trait. So what you do is you pick the trait you like, and then that's where you're from. You will note that here it says west. That means you pick it from west. Now, you also go to the blue box that is attached and pick it from there. So if you are from the Star Isles, you would pick 2 from west. 1 because it says 2, and 1 because you go to the blue box. If there's more than 1 blue box, you get to choose which one. So, for example, here it would say south, and so you would pick from the south necessarily, and then you could either pick 1 from the south or 1 from the other blue box. Okay? So go ahead and look, sorry about everybody's necks, and see where you have, oh wait, I should read about where you can be from, right? So let me start off. For the we'll start with you, Nate, right? Because you usually have to wait. Okay, so you're either, and oh, where's our map? Underneath everything? Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, you take the map. Right. And you're either from Draith. Oh, but we already know you're from Zyth, right? Yeah. Okay, you already know that you're from Zyth. So because you are from Zyth, you must be what is called stolid, which means you are very hard to scare or impress.
Nice.
Now, you may choose either from the south or from the east, either blue box, here or here. So pick any trait you want from here or one of the 2.
What is nubile or corpulent?
Yes, corpulent means very fat.
All right.
Nubile means very sexy in appearance, and especially young, a kind of young sexy.
All right. Thewy.
Muscular.
Savvy.
Savvy means you are very easy to, you pick up on the problems and situations very fast. You are able to deal with problems very quickly and with a lot of accurate thinking.
Like a savant.
Yes, although it is often used, it comes from savant, but it means a much more informal version. A savvy person reacts very well.
We might take savvy then.
Okay.
So that
savvy
would be traits.
And what was the other one?
Stolid.
Okay, yeah, stolid and savvy. And so then for you, clearly, we have to choose where you're from, right? Exactly. And this is for both of you to choose from. And the great step, which is kind of obvious, right? And its trait is, where are we? There. Okay. You would go to Astergar, which is this blue box here. Okay. So I will not read those. But if you are from the Stone Shores, then you are insightful. If you are from the Storm Mount, which is that big city, you are sly. If you are from the Congorn Moot, is that on there?
No.
Okay.
No, there.
Okay.
It's the yellow one.
Okay, if you are from there, then you will go to the Eastern box. So let me know if you have any questions about how to use this. For example, if you are from the steppe, you would go to the Astragar box.
And choose twice.
Choose one. Well, you can either choose one from there, which you have to, then either another from there or another from the other blue box, because there are 2.
Is it that I get a blight? Or does it mean
what
something
does it
else?
say?
Blight.
Blithe. No, that's a different word. Blithe means that you are, it's a little bit like stolid, but it's like whatever comes along to you, you just let it pass over you. Right? Stolid means you kind of take it and it just hits you and doesn't go anywhere. But a blithe person, it's like the car accident happens, they don't notice. They were thinking.
Like water on the goose.
Yeah. Yes.
For some reason, I Yes, immediately associate that with Swedish people.
Yeah, stolid.
Oh,
Well, stolid is usually the stereotype. But I agree that in reality, Blithe is a little bit more accurate.
Yeah.
Vigilante is vigilante, I guess.
Yes. Oh, no, it's not. Vigilante is a person who breaks the law.
Yeah, but
Vigilant means they are watchful.
Yeah.
A
You
watchful
have a
person.
receipt on your.
Oh, so I do.
Tenacious.
tenacious.
Tenacious. It means you don't give up.
And I'm guess quick means
Yes.
is quick.
And rugged is you have been living a hard life.
Right, and you are tough because of it.
Yeah.
When they have a man advertise cigarettes,
He's a rugged
he's
man.
rugged man. Yes.
Ja, I'm chosen mine. Outhärdlig, så att säga. Så att du outhärdlig. Alltså you never give up.
Oh,
You will hunt
right.
something till the end.
Yes.
Or your
Now,
end.
these all sound good for your character.
Yeah, I have like 3
Yeah.
and I need to choose 2.
Uh-huh.
Which one are you going for?
Either quick, tenacious, or vigilant.
Let her choose. Pushy.
I'm just trying to help.
Yes, I know. I have heard that before.
Yes.
For traits, you can use them as a reroll. In a situation, you can describe how you are being particularly tenacious or something, and you have failed a roll, and you get to reroll for a limited number of times. So that brings us finally to looking at our characters and taking a little breath, because we've been sitting here for a while. There is a process of getting gear.
Yep.
But at the moment, I will review your abilities, and I will, because most of this is going to come from your abilities. But so, for example, if you have Blood and Blade, then you can choose from the weapons list, and you can choose one of the better weapons. So, if you have a combat style, which you do, you will get the weapons to go with it. So the point is that this is more like bookkeeping through the gear, thing by thing by thing, and maybe I should do that and just give you a list of your cool things. And some of them I want to check about, but right now I want to go on some technical terms for our game as a whole. You have 1 point of RK, which is on your sheet somewhere, I think.
Total, I guess?
Yeah, total. And also unspent. Put the same number. You have 1 point.
Unspent.
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes.
All right.
And RK is actually kind of a big deal because
So 1 on total and 1 on spent.
Right.
Yes.
But that should be in pencil for sure. Or it's erasable. Yeah, that's fine. Because you see, you will gain more, and then you will be spending.
Yeah.
So we will see how much you have gained in total, and we have seen how much you have spent.
So we have already spent that one we have gotten.
You have not. I am mistaken. I wrote 1, and then maybe I'm not remembering the categories.
Yeah.
What were the 4 things? It says total.
Buried, free, and spent.
Free. I'm sorry. I was thinking unspent. Yeah.
All right, so buried.
I will need to
Free.
bring my
Free.
pencil.
1 and 3.
next time.
Do you see? Here's what I will try to explain. When you have a free point of RK, you may spend it, and then it will return. I think, or it can return. If you bury it, it is gone. So you can spend it, for example, for a reroll, and you will get it back. Or if you bury it, for example, to survive being killed, you will not get it back.
I guess the bird is
Literal.
You changed destiny.
Right. Well, you have buried your RK, it is not coming back for you. And you will gain more as we go. And so then there is something called magnitude.
Yes.
And there are 4 magnitudes for the power of your soul, and we are at the beginning one. It's called Twilight, and you will have 1. That's why you only have 1 RK. If it was a dim magnitude, then we would start with 4 RK. Also, magnitude is how many, like for example, under Burn to Man, under the burning of the man, there are all these different cool things. you get to pick the number equal to your magnitude. There are other abilities where you get a bonus to your roll that's equal to your magnitude. So when the game's magnitude goes up, your soul's magnitude goes up, then your bonuses will become bigger.
Yeah.
So
But currently, we are supposed to fill in Twilight here.
correct. Also, with you should also know that you can bury Arcade to gain an ability at any time. You could do it right now if you wanted to, but I recommend playing with it first before you decide to bury it for any reason.
For one.
Play with that for a little while before you really want an ability. You choose now your shade. Okay. Most characters start at a pure shade. Some upbringings require you to darken it. That's fine. And then you may also choose to start at white or gray if you feel you have had a darker or disturbing past. So even though you technically are pure, you could choose to drop it.
But I think she sees herself as pure.
Okay. Well, of course you do. But if you choose to, if you are required to, start at a white shade, which is you,
yep,
gain 10 experience points right now.
Sweet.
If you choose to do so, Camila, you
Yes.
also would gain 10 experience points.
Yes. No, I
And then,
think that.
okay. If you start at gray shade, Nate,
Mm-hmm.
you gain 10 experience points and the burden ability. So now I will flip open my many sheets. And so you are going to add the burden ability. Then, here we are. You carry, Nate, the weight of the world down in your very soul.
That's a burden.
The next time that you would suffer dissension, which is a kind of damage to your spirit, ignore it. And, okay, well, you don't have to write all this down.
No.
But the point is that you, instead of darkening to the next one, going to the next step, instead of that, you will remain at gray, but you take another blight. So you see, as a burned man, you actually, as a gray shade,
Yep.
you starting at a gray shade, it means that you are actually able to stay out of the darkness for a little while longer. You're just becoming worse and worse.
Yeah.
If you have a black shade, right. Okay, so then I need to take a look at these blights. If you're a white or gray shade, choose blights. Okay. Here is what happened to my blight sheet. Here it is. You already took yours, right?
Yes, I took the shadow.
So, if you start at gray shade, you will have a blight from the white shade level and another from the gray shade level. Again, if you choose this one, you roll. Whereas if you choose any of these, you pick.
So I chose the foreshadowing the fall and sadness. Do I write just sadness here?
Yes, you do. Your shade also determines the number of vice tags you must have, and we will deal with that in just a moment.
So I can either pick a Fallen Prime, Despair, Madness, Advanced Madness.
Advanced Madness you cannot take unless you already have a Madness.
Alright. Oh, alright. Addiction, Severe Addiction, Anxiety, Severe
Exactly.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
You know what to do.
Or I could roll on this table. There's 2 tables.
Well, you will roll 2 dice and then you use it as a cross-reference. Yeah, it's quite a lot. Goes on in there.
And so I have to pick one from here or roll this table once.
Correct. Uh-huh.
Didn't you say something about 3 blights?
No, you have, I believe, no, 2.
2 blights, alright. Okay.
But they have to be one from the white and one from the gray.
Yeah.
The skills,
Yes.
was it that we could use 3 of the free ones? Or was it that the skills just
They
can get up to 3?
They can get up to 3.
But I should put out all of my 4.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And distribute them wherever you want. Yes.
Can I read the skills again?
Yes.
Because I don't really remember what you said.
Well, maybe you can read them. We will see. We are lucky. There is a list.